Hi, my name is Daud and I welcome you all to Shiv Jyoti online classes. Today, together, we are going to revise chapter 12, the play, and poem 4, Friends and Flatterers. Alright, we are going to begin with chapter 12, the play, written by William Shakespeare. Our sincere thanks to the writer. This story is a single scene from William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. So it's a single portion, just a part, just a scene from which story? This story, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Okay. The two types of characters, there are mainly two types of characters in this story: human world and world of fairies. These are the people that belong to human world. These are the people in the story who are human beings: Bottom, Quince, Snout, Starveling, Flute and Snug. And these are the people, actually these are not people, these are all fairies, and they belong to the world of fairies, and their names are King Oberon, the king of all the fairies; Queen Titania, the queen of all the fairies; Puck, the personal magician of the King Oberon; Peace Blossom, Moth, Cobweb and Mustard. So these are the major characters in the story. Today we are going to revise this chapter again. Those of you who have attended the main video lecture of this, they might be able to cope up with this session even better. So alright, we are going to begin. The wedding of the king Theseus of Athens was about to take place. So this story is of the time when this great king of Athens was going to get married. He was about to get married. A group of ordinary people planned to perform a stage play. So there is a group of ordinary people, like normal people who do normal works, like one of them is a carpenter and other artisans. They are all gathered together to perform a play for the wedding day of the king. The rehearsal took place in a clearing in the middle of a forest. The rehearsal, they decided to do the rehearsal, to do the practice. Whenever we are going to do, whenever we are, we have this target of doing any drama, any skit, any play on the stage, we require practice. We need rehearsal before that. So these guys are also going to go for rehearsal, and they have decided a place, and that will be in a clearing in the middle of a forest. In that forest, there was a community of fairies, including Oberon, their king, and Titania, the queen. In that forest, there happens to be a community of fairies, and the name of the king is, yes, you're right, the king Oberon and the queen Titania. So human world, these artisans, they are doing their practice of the play, and the world of fairies, the king and queen are there, and other their servants are also there, servant fairies. There had just been a big quarrel between Oberon and Titania. Now something serious has happened. The king Oberon and the queen Titania, the king and queen of the world of fairies, of fairy community, they had a quarrel with each other. What do you think of yourself? What do you think of yourself? The king says, I'm going to punish you, I'll show you. And they are quarreling with each other, and this quarrel will result into what we are going to find out as we will advance further in this revision video. So Oberon had decided to punish Titania. Oberon has decided, I'm going to punish you, Titania. You should not have quarreled with me. Why were you arguing with me? Now I am going to punish you. Oberon asked Puck, his handyman, to put the juice of a magical flower on Titania's eyelid while she is asleep. So Oberon is asking Puck, who is that Puck? Personal magician, personal handyman of the king Oberon, who is into doing so many different types of work for the king, like he's like a personal assistant, we can say. The juice would make her fall madly in love with whoever she sees first. What will that juice do to Titania? That juice is going to make Titania fall in love with the first person she sees when she wakes up. And who is going to be that person? Those of you who attended the video lecture before, who attended the live session, I believe they already know. But those of you who are watching it, who are listening to it, who are studying this chapter for the first time, they are going to find out now. So the juice would make her fall madly in love with whoever she sees first. Coincidentally, this group of artisans were rehearsing and discussing about their play where Titania was asleep. So they happened to be at the same place where Titania was asleep. They are discussing about what do they need, what they don't need for the play. You know, when you are about to do a drama, a skit, a play, you first sit together and you before practice you also find out what are the things that you need, what are the costumes, what would be the costumes and styles and dresses and other items related to the story of the play you might need for, you know, for the performance day or for your practice. So similarly, these guys are sitting together talking about all that. And they are practicing also at the same time. They could not, and Titania is asleep somewhere around them, and they could not see her. But Puck saw them, and he changed Bottom's head into a donkey's head. So they were not able to see Titania, but Puck is also there, and he's a very bad fairy, we can say, bad magician, and he has this mischievous behavior, and he is into doing mischief, and he has changed Bottom's head. Bottom is one of the artisans, and he is was going to play the main role in the drama, in the play that they were going to do, and at the time of practice he was doing the main lead role. So he changed Bottom's head into a donkey's head. So Bottom's normal humanly head is now a donkey's face, is now a donkey's head. Are you finding this story interesting? I know you are. Now we are going to advance further in the story. All his friends who were the co-actors got really scared and tried to tell him, but he didn't believe them. So all his friends tried to tell him, hey, listen to me, buddy. Listen to me, buddy. There's something wrong with you. Your head, your face is completely changed now. You're looking like a donkey. And he just didn't believe them. Oh, what are you saying? I don't believe you guys. You're just trying to, you're trying to scare me. You're doing some knavery with me. You're trying to make fun of me. You think you can fool me? You can't fool me. So he thinks that his friends are trying to fool him, but actually his friends were telling him the truth. He didn't believe any of them. They tried to tell him, but he didn't believe. And when Titania got up, now this is the time that Queen Titania is about to wake up from sleep. And who will be the first person? I think you have already guessed. The first person she saw was Bottom with an ass head. The first person she saw was Bottom with the head of a donkey. Titania was now madly in love with him and appointed other fairies to look after him. So Titania was now completely, madly and totally in love with Bottom, Bottom, the human being with a donkey's head. Oh Bottom, I'm in love with you. Please don't leave me. Please be here. Live with me here. And she is saying all those things which you can read in your book also, which you can watch in the previous lecture which we sent you also. So this is it with the revision part of this story. Now we are going to have a look of the question and answers. So please be with me. Don't go anywhere. So question and answer निकालना है, बंद कर दीजिए. I will wake up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear. I am not afraid. Who is the speaker? Why does he think the others are making an ass of him? Who is the speaker in this poem? Bottom is the speaker. He thinks others are saying that he has changed just to make a fool of him and to frighten him. So when others are trying to tell him, hey, you have changed, your face, your head is changed, listen to us, believe us, trust us, he's not ready to believe. He's just thinking that they're just trying to fool him. And here we can see, he thinks others are saying that he has changed just to make a fool of him and to frighten him, but he's not going to feel scared, he's not going to be afraid. That is what he's thinking. Is the speaker frightened? Is he afraid? No, the speaker is not frightened at all. The speaker is not frightened at all. The speaker is not scared at all. Who is the speaker? Bottom. What does the speaker decide to do? What does he decide to do? He decides to sit there and sing. He has decided, no, I'm not going to move from here, no matter what you say, because I know you are just trying to fool me. You don't mean what you say. So I'm going to sit here and sing songs. Short answer type questions. Why does Queens want moonlight in the chamber? So why does Queens want moonlight to be there in the chamber? There was a reason behind that. Queens wants moonlight in the chamber, as in the play Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight, because they are trying to do the story part of Pyramus and Thisbe. What does Titania order her fairies to do? What does Titania orders her fairies to do? Titania orders her fairies to be kind and courteous towards Bottom, because Bottom became the person she fell in love with, and now she has ordered all the fairies, please be kind and courteous towards Bottom, because I am madly in love with him. Where do the two actors meet for rehearsal? Why do they think it's a convenient place? So do you remember where do they meet for rehearsal, and why do they think that that place was convenient for them? The actors meet in a green plot. They think it is convenient there because it is perfect as per their requirement, because as per their requirement the place was that forest area, that place where they were practicing. According to their requirement, it was absolutely perfect for them. It was completely okay. How do they resolve the problem of showing the scary lion on the stage? How do they resolve? There was a problem. They wanted to show a scary lion on the stage, but at the same time they thought that the ladies in the crowd would get really scared, and this was giving them a hard time. They did not know what to do. So they were able to solve this problem. And how did they do it? They will find out in this answer. They resolve the issue of the lion by deciding to announce that the lion is actually a person and not a real lion. They also decide to tell the audience that the lion is actually Snug, the joiner. So they decided that we would make the announcement before the play that the lion that we would show wouldn't be the original lion, wouldn't be the real lion. It would be just a person wearing a costume or a mask, or a head mask or a costume of the lion, and the person who would be playing the role of the lion would be Snug, the joiner, which means Snug, the carpenter. So ladies, they told the ladies that you don't need to be scared because the lion wouldn't be real. Why does everyone flee when Bottom returns from Hawthorne Break? So when Bottom returns, everybody started to run away from him. Why did that happen? Let's find out in the answer. When Bottom returns from the Hawthorne Break, everyone flees on seeing him with an ass's head in place of his own. So in place of his own head, they got to see a face of a donkey, an ass. So that's why they ran away from him, because they got really scared. How does Titania see and feel about Bottom? Why? So Titania suddenly started to have some feelings for Bottom. Why did that happen? What was the reason behind that? We will find out in the answer. Titania hears Bottom singing and wakes up to see him. She falls in love with him because Puck had smeared her eyes with magic potion that would make her fall in love with the first thing that she cast her eyes upon. So the magic, this personal assistant of the King Oberon, Puck, he did some magic. He put something in the eyes of Titania, that as and whenever she would wake up, the first thing she would look at, she was going to fall in love with that person or thing, and that person happened to be Bottom with a donkey's head. Long answer type question. What is a prologue? What is a prologue? Why does Bottom want a prologue to be written for the play? What does he say should be included in the prologue? So what is a prologue, and why Bottom wants it to be there? Why does he want it to be there, and what is it going to be about, and why did he think it was needed? We are going to find out in the answer. A prologue is an introduction. Bottom wants a prologue to be written that can be read out before Pyramus draws his sword to kill himself in order to scare the ladies, in order not to scare the ladies in the room. He wants the prologue to say that he was indeed not Pyramus but Bottom the weaver. So there is some scene in the play which included sword also. And again, the ladies would be really scared when they would see a sword, and when they would see the Pyramus, main hero of the drama, is dying with a sword. Ladies wouldn't like that, and maybe they would start crying and they would get really scared. So with the help of that prologue, they were going to make this announcement, about everything, that the killing wouldn't be real, Pyramus wouldn't die for real, and in fact Bottom the weaver is going to be the guy to play the role of Pyramus. So now we are going to revise poem Friends and Flatterers, and that is also written by William Shakespeare.